Hi everyone, my name is Jamie Reeder. I am the founder of Gojambee. Just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I have been owning and operating Dust and Mop house cleaning for over 17 years. I started off, and my background is in outside sales. So I took all of my outside sales knowledge and all of my knowledge of running a successful house cleaning business and put it into an academy for you. Okay, great. Let's get into the different academies so I can show you some examples of how the Sales Academy is laid out and also the Customer Service Academy. And these are our two core academies for home services, and we will be adding additional academies. And I'm going to show you one of the coolest things with the academy, which is our call performance grade report. And it's really, really great to give your team structured feedback based on real calls within your company. So for the academy, and I'm just going to go through the Sales Academy first, and then I'll go through the Customer Service Academy. But basically, when your reps go into the academy, they are going to see all of the modules. They have to start at the beginning and go down. They can't get into the other modules because they're locked out. But the whole foundation of this is a one-call close for home service businesses. And so it will walk them through our core 12 modules, and these are really the foundation for being successful in a one-call close, which we all know is so important in home services. Okay, so every module will have core components, which is a workbook that they can download and print off. So they do that before they get into the lesson so they can fill the workbook out as they go. And then they also have a learning guide, which again, they can print off or they can read it online. And they have a video to watch. They will get a self-guided role play depending on what industry you're in. The role play will be specific for your industry. So if it's house cleaning, it'll be a house cleaning role play. If it's pest control or lawn service, whatever it may be, window washing, that role play, just so they can kind of feel how the flow of the call should go. They will take a quiz, and they will also have a call evaluation sheet, which is really great because then they can get off a call and they can listen to another call and they can try to evaluate it and critique it on their own. And what we found is having multiple different ways to teach our employees how to get through this one call close and have more success, right? And there's a lot of different ways that people learn. It could be by reading, it could be by filling out the workbook and filling in the answers, taking the quiz, reading the role play, or even self-evaluating, which we really like for them to listen to and have that sheet in front of them and evaluate their call. So those are all of the components of every module. And then after they get through and graduate from the first 12 modules, then they would go on to our advanced modules. Now, the way that the modules work from an owner or manager perspective is that you or your team, they're going to get access to all 12 modules to start, because if you have a new salesperson or you have a sales rep in a seat that has never done training or needs a refresher, they're going to have to probably fast track and go through these modules rather than maybe somebody that has a little bit more experience. But again, this is for them to go through at the 1 through 12. They'll probably get through that if they're a new employee, maybe in the first few weeks. If it's an existing employee, they may maybe do one a month, just to help them and reiterate and refresh. So that is the core modules. I would like to show you the corresponding manager's guide that goes along with this, because the reality is that if you're an owner or a manager, you do not have time to go through this whole course like the sales rep does or the customer service rep does. So we basically give you an overview, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Okay, great. So here is the mirroring of the core modules, but this is the manager's guide. So what you'll see is you'll see all of the same modules, but we don't lock them. and we give you a coaching guide. So if you do want to have that interaction and meet up with your team and say, okay, let's go over this first module, you can do that. And then you know how to lead that conversation and what that looks like. We also give you the learning guide and the one call close video, and also an answer key to the workbook. So you could require your sales reps to hand in the workbook, or your customer service reps, and then you have the answer key there. But it just gives you a little bit of guidance of what they're saying and how to go through that guide with them in that module. Okay, now here's the really cool part, which is our call performance grade. So what happens here is you can tell your reps that they have to copy you on every call that's recorded. So then you would get an email of it, and the sales rep's name and sales rep's email, and then the customer name, which we found that really useful so we could just kind of track. So I'm going to show you what it looks like when you upload a call. Okay, so I'm just going to show you an example of what it looks like. Okay, so it has transcribed the call, and now it's going to start grading it. And it takes it just a few minutes because it's got to go through our grader and evaluate the call. And this is what the report looks like. And it goes through, it gives you obviously this information that you input. It gives you a score, an overview, and it gives strengths, opportunities, and then the category, and then you can kind of see where things broke down, right? So this is at a 75, so it's yellow, and it will tell you that she did not directly ask for the booking or an attempt an assumptive close. And then when you go down here, it's kind of pain point analysis and some flagged notes. You will see they did get a 10% deduction for not closing the sale, which is why their final score was 78. So they did really good on all the other parts, but this rep in particular really needs to work on objections and closings. And then if you go down here, it will tell you that's step 6. So if you go down here and you go to step 6 and 7, so this rep should go back and watch core modules 3, 5, 6, and 8, and then these advanced modules, if they haven't gotten to them yet, they'll need to start working towards those advanced modules. But certainly someone that's only gone through the core classes once you would want them to go back and watch all of these and maybe retrain. So that is the report. And then if you wanted it emailed, you can download it immediately. You can send it to email, and it will. And then if you want to, you can just click send to email, and it will send it to your email. And so again, we have the same exact setup for the customer service call performance, which is also tied into our customer service academy, and it's the same information, the same documentation inside of that. So the same. So here we have the Gojambee customer service call performance grade and the report. It's the same setup. You add in the same information, and again, this is unlimited reports when you purchase the corresponding academy. So if you purchase the customer service academy, and that academy is exactly the same as the sales. And so here again, you can see we have the 12 core modules. Obviously they're different modules for customer service, but the same in that they have the same components: workbook, learning guide, video, role play, quiz, evaluation sheet. Thanks for watching.